Thank you for picking up the sticks. This is episode 76, Sticks Gaming Podcast. I am Myke Kernet. To my right, Myke Steak Carnia.
What's going on?
To my left, Art, also discless, Rosian. I want to practice that because I think at some point I don't want to say that wrong. And
no, I really do want you to just say that wrong. That'll be epic.
I mean, that would have been the perfect spot right there.
Officer, it's true. This man has no disc.
Your Honor.
It's Your Honor. That's right. It's been a while. Anyway, so we have a new Pokemon to talk about that happened the day after we recorded. We got all the new free games that are less than usual coming out, things like that. I played a lot.
I played quite a bit.
I played some.
Hey, some's, but I think that means more than two.
There's more than a couple, I imagine.
It is more than two.
Hey.
So that being said, I think we got a lot to go to today, and we're doing the topic where we're picking either, I guess, not the most well-regarded game in a usually regarded franchise.
Yes.
Whether it maybe is actually just a bad game, or it's not that good of a game, or we might still like it, and it's not the best of the series. But we're gonna get into that later.
Especially oddball games in series.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, Steak, what you playing?
VR.
Oh, really?
Yeah, more VR. So thank you, Art. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
You had a good hand in that. So I finished Astrobot. Worlds 4, 5, and the final boss is really fucking hard.
Did you rescue all the bots?
No.
You didn't finish it, then.
I gotta go back. I'll eventually go back. I at least got through the story.
You didn't do it.
No, I'll finish
Fake
it.
ass gamer.
I'll go through it.
That's something my kid does. Like we used to have the little Tice basketball hoop in the front room, and I was like chucking shots on the other side of the front room. And I'd miss you and be like, "You didn't do it."
You're right, kid. I did it.
Yeah, go pay the ball, bring it back over.
That's right.
Then he'd go shoot it from like 2 feet away. I'm like, "You didn't do it either." It's good parenting.
But no, it was fantastic. It was great. Like I said though, it gets after World, because like the first 3 worlds I felt like were like really easy, but you're learning all the VR movements, everything. Then World 4 is just like, all right, here you go.
We're gonna start throwing stuff at you.
Yep. And then World 5 is like, oh yeah, here's even more. And then the final boss is like, ha, fuck you. You have to beat me. You have to try like about 20 times to learn all my different patterns. Like,
is that complex?
there's this. Once you learn the patterns, it's fine. But there's like 3 phases.
Yeah.
And each phase has like a completely different pattern. So like in each time it comes in at like random orders. So once you see everything, then you're like, okay, I know what's about to happen, but you gotta learn what's about to happen first.
Yeah.
It's one of those kind of things. But no, it was fantastic though. It's great. Like, well done. It's still probably like my favorite VR game ever.
Art wins.
Huh?
Art wins.
Art wins. Yes, absolutely. And then they came out with the Kingdom Hearts VR experience for free.
Was it the concert or whatever it was?
No. So
they announced that I think like the day after they would post it last time, or the day after, or something.
The day after they said it was coming out, like,
so it was
a couple days later.
They announced it. I'm like, boy, I hope you didn't unhook that yet.
Yeah. Nope. I made sure I hung onto that. So there's a lot that's supposed to be involved in this VR experience. So far, it's only one little thing, and it's a whole bunch of it that says "coming soon" on it. So like they, yeah. So you go into like the area. So like you get through the intro section, and then you get to pick your world that you want to go like discover.
Okay.
And the only world you can discover right now is Destiny Island. That's it.
So they released the hub world.
Pretty much. And all it is in there is, as you probably know now, we'll talk about that later. But as you probably know, all it is you are Sora,
okay,
and you're sitting on the tree with Kairi and Riku sitting next to you, and you can look at them. They're talking, so that you guys have a conversation. Then after that, it's just a bunch of fireworks going off in the sky and a bunch of cutscenes from the games, from the different games. And that's it. That's all it is. So there's a lot that's supposed to still come of this.
I'm glad you had the VR hooked up already, because that would have been infuriating to hook it up for.
Because it was seriously like 8 minutes. I would have been pissed. Like,
it's just
15
free,
minutes
right?
to set it up. It is free.
Okay.
It is free. And then at the end of it, they tease like what's coming next.
Okay.
The Twilight Town is the next thing that they
Is that
tease.
going to be free?
That's the thing. I don't know how that's going to work now.
First taste is free.
It's like pinball effects.
Yeah. Oh.
The first table's free, and you want all the cool ones? Oh, here,
$20 a table.
$5.
I may have bought a pack of.
I have before.
I did for the Switch because you can turn the Switch sideways and play it vertically.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I bought the Ghostbusters table along with it. That was in the pack of all that.
Oh yeah, nice.
Did you buy Funhouse?
No, that was a different pack. It was God, I don't even remember. It was that. wasn't Funhouse. Last Action Hero. It was a better pinball game than movie.
Extraordinarily false. It's a
God, what
fantastic
else?
movie.
What else is in there? I don't remember. Anyway, that's off
So
topic.
yeah, so we'll see what that becomes of that. I don't know how they're gonna work that.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see more because they were supposed to be like a first person like keyblade battle and stuff. Like you're supposed to use the move controllers for and stuff, and that's nowhere in there right now
Coming
or
soon.
anything. Everything's coming soon.
Coming soon.
Then after that, I decided to dive into Zone of the Enders 2.
Wait, hang on. Coming soon, like in normal people time, or coming soon
God knows.
in
Square Enix time?
Yeah, and
Who freaking knows? It could be anything.
in Kingdom Hearts time. Because if so, you're gonna be like getting ready to retire from work. And
Oh, yeah.
they'll finally come out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's fine. Yeah, who knows? So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, so I popped in Zone of the Enders 2. And got into the VR mode. Very cool when it works. The problem I have with it is, so when you're playing a VR game, if you've never played a VR game, would you sometimes it gets a little offset, like the camera gets a little messed up.
Yeah.
But you settle yourself down, you look straight ahead, you hold down the options button, and then it recenters the screen, and then you're good to go. Like that's normally on most of the games how it works. Well, I do that, but the screen's all the way over here. Like I'm facing here, I'm holding it down, I see it jar up a little bit, and I look over here, and I'm like, what the heck is going on?
At any point, are you like lifting the visor up? Like, I'm in the right
Yeah,
spot,
I did.
right?
Actually, I did once because I'm like, okay, because sometimes you do get a little twisted of where you're at.
I'm not the one fucking up here, am I?
Right. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? So during the actual gameplay, it's constantly drifting to the left. It seems like, which is really odd. But then if I'm watching but then during one of the cutscenes, like during one of the anime cutscenes, I center myself, I hold down options, and it centers. But then the minute it gets back into gameplay, it's to the left of me. It's something's off.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to do some research.
I was
to
gonna say,
see
did
about
you
other
Google
people. I didn't get a chance to, but like I said, the little bit I did do, it was really cool. It was really, really cool. So I hope I can figure that out because I would like to jump back into that. So then after that, the last thing for VR, I popped in Wipeout.
Oh man.
So they have
How
a
is
full-on VR mode. The whole game, it recognizes that you've loaded it up in VR. The entire game's in VR. Everything.
Very cool.
Very cool. Yes. So right away at the menu screen is you in one of the vehicles, and you see the glass shield over you. You can look around. You see everything flying past you. This is amazing in VR. You will get motion sickness if you are prone to that.
I would say you said the title of the game, and I'm like, oh, that sounds like motion sickness central.
Now here's the thing, though. You can't. There is a couple different modes. You can do it to where the glass shield is black, so it's kind of like you're more. So it's
Also,
kind of
tunnels you
it's
in.
a little bit more tunneled. That's no fun though.
I prefer to vomit.
I want to look. I want to see everything. I want to see the cars flying.
I want to
past me.
feel the future.
That's
Feeling
right.
the future's nausea.
Honestly, though, I played it for about 45 minutes straight.
God,
There's a T-shirt.
you're so pathetic.
That is awesome. I played it for about 45 minutes straight, and I felt the whole time I was playing it though, I really didn't have issues. I felt fine, but also too, this was the last thing I did after a lot of these other. So my mind and my body was already in VR mode because when you first jump into VR, it takes a minute to okay, this is what's going on. So I was already in full VR mode at that time, so I think that's why I eased into it. Okay, I took the helmet off. And I didn't feel so good.
And the world stopped.
Well, reality, man.
for about 15
This
minutes.
feels terrible. I'm gonna go live here now. This is my new life.
For about 15 minutes, I sat on the chair. It didn't move for about 15 minutes, and then I was fine.
It was like a night of too much drinking. The room started spinning.
Kind of. That's kind of what it
Jesus.
felt like a little bit.
I don't ever want to have that feeling, sober or drunk.
But without the spinning part. So it's the
okay.
hazy head, but not the
all right.
spinning.
I said the spinning always sends me into a panic.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, this is bad.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't spinning, but
let's just move to the bathroom now.
But yeah, so, but it was awesome. It was really cool playing it. It was really, really cool. And then also too having the headphones on with the 3D audio. Oh my god! You just hear
yeah.
I didn't. You're.
That's really cool.
Flying past. Oh my god, it's so cool. And then I picked up Dead or Alive 6.
Did you buy the $100 season pass?
No, I'm not going to buy the $100 season pass. I'll buy the characters individually for $10-15, whatever they release them for. So very cool. It looks fantastic. Plays great. It has the most in-depth tutorial I've ever seen for a fighting game. It's ridiculous. So the quest mode that you go through is one of the single player modes where each mission you have a mission, and then there's 3 stars you can get. The 1 star is just completing, is just winning the battle, and then there's 2 other things you do inside of that. And if you don't at the end of the battle, if you didn't do those, it'll pop up in a menu say, hey, hit Y for recommended training.
Okay.
You hit that, and it tells you exactly how. Then it shows you what you have to do in order to.
Oh,
do
so it's
that.
like you need it's like a task you're trying to do in the fight.
So it's like do 2 high counters. It's like, okay, well, how do I
That's
do
what-
that? I have no idea
counter.
what that. And then it shows you like, hey, here's some of the moves that you can do to achieve this. It's still not necessarily easy, but at least shows you how to do it. Like
I
it's
gotcha.
like you're not just guessing. And with a lot of fighting games, you're like, I don't know how to fucking do any of
right.
this. Like, I got to
Right.
figure this out. You start mashing buttons. It's like, oh, okay, that's how I did it. But like this one, like it really gets in depth and it really teaches you, which is really interesting. But a lot of people are ripping on it for the way you unlock costume parts.
Mm-hmm.
So you earn. So at the end of missions and stuff, you earn costume points, and then these go towards unlocking random costumes and like random accessories and stuff.
Loot crates.
Basically,
Yeah.
but once you collect enough, then but like there's a lot of times you'll get like, oh hey, you've earned 500 costume pieces, and then it goes towards something that only needed 100, and those 400 are wasted. Then it doesn't like distribute elsewhere; they're just wasted. But then after you unlock it with the points, then you have to spend your gold to actually buy it and to use it. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, right.
But whatever, it is what it is, and they've heard everyone. They are fixing it. They're working on a fix. They're trying to make it better. And like they've been listening to like a lot of things people have been saying, and like already like, hey, here's post launch what we're working on. So, but it's a great fantastic fighting game. I highly recommend it. And then finally, I've only probably a couple hours in now. Devil May Cry 5.
I was wondering if this is gonna be on your list or not.
Yeah. So this is pretty awesome. It looks fantastic. It plays fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm on mission 5 right now, so I'm early. I finally just played as the new character V, right before we recorded this, and very interesting. He has a shadow panther and a bird and like this like hawk thing, and they do the fighting. But you have to deliver the final blow. Like so you're fighting. They're fighting the enemies. You have X to control the bird, Y to control the panther, and then once you'll see the enemy turn kind of purple, and then that's when you come in and you deliver the final blow to Shadow.
Nudge him, Homer.
And if you're too slow, then they can regenerate.
I gotcha.
So you got to kind of keep up with that stuff, and it's different. It's interesting. I find it kind of easier to get better stylish grades. I was hitting A's and S's without a problem throughout that whole level, pretty much. Where before that, I've only played as Nero so far, and I did get an S on one mission, but then my other missions were like C's.
That was like I mean, I
C's
always
get
like
degrees.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I feel about it. Like I mean, not many games do the whole like grading system anymore.
Yeah.
So I always feel like, especially. I don't know. I always feel like my grade is to get to the end of the course, much like school.
Yes.
And then like if I get something awesome, good. I probably earned it. If I got something bad, good. I probably earned it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not.
I probably
whatever.
spammed something too much or wasn't stylish.
And that's exactly what Devil May Cry always. It gets you on if you try to spamming the same move too much. They get you on that all the time. But it's great. I'm really looking forward to diving some more into this. The story seems interesting enough. It's the typical ridiculous all the way over the topness, but it's fun, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing more of it and really diving into it a little bit more.
Nice.
Oh, there was one thing because I always turn on subtitles because of different volume modes and stuff with the baby, and so the main chick of this game that's around with you, I think what was her name? Nico? I think it was Nico. She's smoking a cigarette at the beginning of the game and stuff. So then it gets to a point where like it's towards the end of the prologue and it pops up on the screen. This game does not promote smoking or the use of cigarettes. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like you really had to put that like she's smoking.
Is it a rated M game?
Yeah. It's like you really feel like you got to put that like that was kind of jarring. I was like, okay, Capcom, come on.
Was there any, talk about don't try this at home violence wise
Yeah.
or anything else.
No, God, no, nothing violent.
We also
No.
don't promote you jumping 30 feet in the air and shooting bullets.
I just think it's
And nothing about
it's
sex
one
appeal
of
or
it's
anything,
one
too.
or the other. Like you just either this is all fine, or you just
exactly. No, yeah, it was just
it's a rated M game.
Exactly.
exactly. So I saw that and I was just like,
I could see if it was like a
Maybe
PG-13 game.
yeah, like a teen. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a teen game. Like fine. I
If you're
guess
targeting
so,
an audience that's
but-
under the legal age of smoking, which mature games are what 17 and older.
Yeah.
17 is just about there. If they're gonna smoke, they're probably doing it
I
already.
was gonna say they're doing it. I was doing it when I was 17.
That's all you got, right? Art, what you playing?
Okay, so I finished up Far Cry New Dawn.
Hey,
I love that game.
yeah, really?
Nice.
Man, I gotta get that game.
Yeah, it's if you like Far Cry games, if you like Far Cry 4, it's way the story progresses is more in line with that.
Okay.
But there is little parts that kind of go more towards what 5 was. How 5 was kind of like the bar you had to fill up, and so you'll hit like major milestones in the story, and when you hit those, you have to like upgrade your settlement to get the next chunk of story. And upgrading the settlement is like getting so many units of ethanol and getting a couple specialists to go back to your camp, which basically means go find them in the map and do a mission or two, and then they come back to prosperity.
Gotcha.
But yeah, without going into spoilers, it's what Far Cry is. It's you have the super interesting villains. It definitely the game probably could be played if you haven't played 5, but playing 5 adds a whole hell of a lot to it.
I imagine. Well, I mean, the 5, sets up so much of the world, so I imagine it'd be not like super crucial, but
Yeah, they're
nice to have.
and they reference so many like places and events from 5, and they talk about the sheriff, which was your character in 5, and
yeah.
But yeah, it's you'll go and you'll find the burnt out remains of the cult's headquarters.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to go through there at one point, and very. I liked it a lot.
How long did it take you to beat?
Maybe 20 hours.
Okay,
That's not bad.
That's not bad. I mean, it was a $40 game too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Maybe less than maybe 15 to 20,
Okay.
somewhere in there. But yeah, 40-hour game. Like I said, if you haven't played 5, I think you could still play it and enjoy the game, because there is definitely a standalone story going on there. But if you played 5, you'll get a lot more out of it. That's what I'll say without going into spoilers.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
He's waiting for that sale.
I kind of am.
Yeah.
just get a computer that can play it.
I know. I might have a computer that can play it.
Let's see. I went back and played some more Hitman 2. Realized that I just never went through like all the missions in that game.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was one of those things like I did the first one and I wanted to do everything in the first one. And I think I went on to the second one and I went through that real quick, and then I just drifted off into other gameness. So I've gone back in there and I did another mission in there, and there was 3 people to kill. The first 2 I did with like story cinematics and like things, so they were killed like nobody saw me, nobody suspected me.
Yeah, right.
And the third guy like saw the body of a guard I had to kill to do one of the scripted kills, and him and his guard just started running away. So I started running behind them and shooting in a line until everyone dropped in front of me. And then I just left town.
I'm out of here.
Man, I gotta play that game.
It was one of the things like I started shooting the guys, and like they ran into like tunnel to a base, and like there was a guard standing watching us. So I was like, "Hey, stop that guy!" So I shot him and just kept going. And yeah, so I mean, I still like that game. You should, if you just have the first one,
Yeah, I do.
play that. It's still a good game. So let's see what else. I played the Division 2 beta.
Oh, so did I. I forgot about that.
Yeah, way to go. Not crazy about the game.
Good. That means we want to play Apex Legends. Because when you play in a group, you get 5% extra
Dude,
XP per person.
every time
and
I
I really need some help, guys.
Every time I go to get on my PlayStation, you're not on. I'm looking for like an excuse to play that game.
This is a device that will allow me to get text messages.
I will text you when I'm going on PlayStation from now on. I didn't know that was a thing you wanted me to do.
I would love to play Apex Legends with another human being.
That's the thing. Like I know that game is totally compatible to going on and not having to talk to other people,
Right.
and you can just mark stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't played it enough. I feel like I'm a burden on whoever I'm in a squad with because everyone else has played it for a billion hours by now.
I'll talk about Apex Legends in a minute, but yeah, that's like the 50 million people mark that they got to. A lot of the good players have gotten there now. I have not gotten no win in a minute.
So yeah, Division 2, it's a whole bunch of things that I'm not like super into. So like third-person shooters, I'm not a huge fan of. Cover-based shooters, I'm fine with, but I had a lot of problems in the beta where like my guy would suddenly jump over the cover and then I'm getting lit up.
I was having issues.
Or I'd go to the edge and I'd stop,
Yep.
and my guy would decide to turn the corner and open himself up for fire. So
Yep. No, I was having issues with that too. Yeah.
I'm still gonna get the game for social purposes, but there may be a very quick eject and trade in on this for me because, like I said, I wasn't crazy about the beta. I'm more so like getting it at this point because I said I would get it.
Yeah, I'm giving it a try. I'm gonna give it that good old 30-day try before
I don't know if I'll make it 30 days.
Well, I mean, before while GameStop still gives you like the most credit possible. So
Yeah, so
at least by that date,
we'll see. It'll either suck a bunch of time out of my life, or I'll play it for like 5 hours and trade it in.
See, that's the thing. Like for me, it's like the only like. I can see myself starting to play it. I can see myself enjoying it, like playing with like you in Vegas and stuff like that, like for a little bit, and then I could just see myself. If I'm not playing with you guys, I can't see myself just playing it by myself or with random people.
I think that was another part of it because I did go through and play it by myself. It wasn't a ton of fun by myself.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I'm sitting there shooting the shit with people over a headset while I'm playing the game, that makes pretty much any game more bearable. Mm-hmm. But we'll see. Like I said, I wasn't super crazy about it. Didn't hate it enough to cancel my pre-order. So
I had fun. Like when I was playing with because I had fun doing it. It was just I just don't know how long that's going to last for me. Especially, I can't stick with one game. Like I can't do that.
I mean, if I'm gonna sink another 200 hours into a game, I'd rather just go back to Rainbow Six. Yeah. I've played that game. I like that game. I know I like that game.
We can't wait to see that year in review.
Oh my god.
Hey, mine's already an improvement. Online play, I played for like 3 hours the beta already, so I'm already matched my online time last year.
You passed your VR time?
That's at least like 6-7 hours now.
And the last game I played was Ape Out.
Yes.
It's fine.
Oh.
It's so they showed in the Kind of Funny Game Showcase. They showed the whole like the sizzle reel of it, and it looked super like Hotline Miami-ish.
Oh yeah.
It is not nearly as fast paced as Hotline Miami.
Oh.
It's also not as varied as Hotline Miami was.
It's
like all you can do, like the only two attacks you have are punch and grab.
Okay.
And I guess if you grab someone and then you hit punch, it throws them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But those are like the only two attacks you have. If you grab someone, like you have no control over when their gun fires. The one interesting thing about it is as you're going through and grabbing and punching and throwing, like the whole description of the game is like it's an action based. It's like video game jazz. Okay. So as you're doing these attacks, like it's jazz music playing, and your attacks are the drums and the cymbals.
Do you read? God, I want to credit where I read it, but I don't remember where it was. So essentially, what they did for the music of the game too, because I played it too, I really enjoyed it. But the levels are procedurally generated, so they're always different. The enemy placement is always procedurally generated, and so is the music. Okay. They have samples of like I said, jazz drum beats and cymbal or smash and all this kind of stuff. So every single time you play the game, the music is different too. They all have a tone. There's 4 different levels. Each level is like an album. So each album has its own tone. That's where you get like the specific type of drum, the specific type of cymbals. But as you're playing it, like you said, when you smash somebody, when you smash them against the wall, and they blow up into a bloody mess, it's like a big, it's like a big simple crash that you do. Mm.
I think that part of it's actually really cool. I mean, I'm not into jazz music, but I think it's cool how it's like they have this music playing and you're contributing to the music as you're going through and
that's neat.
Doing these attacks.
That's pretty cool.
It adds a very like it's it makes the how am I trying to say it? It's more grandiose, the whole thing. Like when you're doing
jazz
it,
flute.
like I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna not play it again because I bought it and it's on my Switch. So at some point the kid will be sitting there, I don't know, run into a wall or something, and I'll just grab the Switch and play for a little bit. But I think another part of it too is like, so that sizzle reel, they kind of is all action packed and everything's like quick cuts and all that. So it gives you the impression of like Hotline Miami-ish, and Hotline Miami is very fast paced, and you're just kind of improvising the whole time. Mm-hmm. And in Ape Out, you're a giant ape, so you're kind of lumbering around. It's not super fast paced.
I guess I play the game a little differently because I am running through levels as quick as I can. Like I'm just trying to get from A to B as quick as I can because once you get to the end of a level, you obviously it saves and you can start from there when you die. So like I am running as quick as I can, and then I am kind of having that experience where I'm just like, oh crap, there's 3 guys, grab you, shoot you, throw the guy into the other guy, and then I just try to run again. Like I'm not trying to find cover, I'm not trying to evade. Like I'm trying to either run through or just buy.
I've done it. I've played it both ways. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like the couple times I tried running, like I think I just picked like path of least resistance, and it was pretty much beeline, and I encountered like 3 or 4 guys, and I was through the level, and I'm like, oh, that's it.
You can do that early. When you get in the later game, you cannot do that. They do vary up. There's probably 5 different enemy types, I think, in there, and then there's environmental stuff as well. When you get later on in the game, and we didn't even really talk about this. Like, we talked about the music style, but we didn't talk about the visual style of it. Like it's super minimalist.
Right. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So like it's like very like almost like cardboard cutout animation.
Yeah, it's like the characters are like it's almost like they're ink blots.
Yeah,
just like shaped in human or monkey form.
But like when you do
ape.
Get it right. Sorry, apes. So like when you come across an enemy though, like what kind of enemy it is right away because they're very visually different. So like that's like that. I think
you have like the standard black ink blot, which is like the base enemy. Then you'll have one that has like a gray vest on, and those are like heavier enemies.
They have shotguns. They have a guy who has like they have a vest on, but only one side of it has like a yellow blinking light. That's an explosive that they will throw at you if you don't get it quick enough. They have a gun too, but if you're like trying to hide, they'll throw an explosive. Okay. But if I grab that guy and throw him, he becomes my like grenade. I'm throwing it at the bad guys.
Gotcha.
But yeah, man, I'm super enjoying it. I finished it. I got to the end, but there's a lot more there. There is arcade mode which I haven't even played with yet. There's a break-in mode when you beat the game, so you're breaking into the lab.
Oh, cool.
But it's like sneaky, super violent. Like it's because it's so I don't want to say not monotone, but like the colors are so like the artistic style kind of covers up how bloody that game is because like not only you're throwing people against the wall and exploding them, but like I can pick up their arm and throw it at somebody else and do a bunch of other stuff like that.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. It's not super effective, but like it'll slow them down. Like it's one of those things.
Hey, sometimes you just need to slow them down until you can get there.
Right.
But like I know playing it, like the first thing I noticed is like you won't go down from the first shot.
Yeah.
Like that's a Hotline Miami thing. You get shot once, you're dead. You'll get shot, and suddenly your guy's leaving a trail of blood behind him as he's hobbling through the labyrinth.
Yeah, they do some really cool stuff with lighting in the game too, where like an alarm will go off and like the lights will blink out, then all you can see is just like the flashlights from the guys that are trying to take you down. So I guess like they play with a lot. They play with a lot of the visual, the simplicity of it a lot too. Like it's simple, but they do a lot with it. I'm really digging it.
I mean, as I play more, my opinion may change, but in the little bit I played, I was like, it's okay. It's not what the quick cuts and the action filled buzz reel.
It doesn't control as well as Hotline Miami either. Is the way I feel it because like I feel like when I messed up in Hotline Miami, that was my fault. Sure. Like I missed that shot or I was too slow. Where sometimes in this thing, like I threw the guy and I fairly positive I aimed right at where I should go and it just wasn't that way.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the biggest difference between the two in the way I look at it. But yeah, that's. Are you playing anything else, or should I just keep going on what I'm playing?
Keep rocking and rolling.
All right. I finished Harvey Birdman: Attorney at Law. I found that I didn't finish it last time. Okay. I didn't get to the very last case, but I did finish that.
Nice.
We were talking about Apex Legends. really like that game. Like, I really, really like that game.
Yeah, that's what I was coming around and say, Mike, you still playing Apex? 'Cause
Yes, sir.
next time I jump on, I will send you a text.
Thank you. Terrible timing, but yes.
Oh, now you tell me.
But I'm going to be playing afterwards because I'm still enjoying it. My only concern is that season pass thing is going to be coming sometime soon for that.
Okay.
And I don't know what that means because I don't buy season passes for Battle Royale games. So I don't know if that just means I'm going to have less access to guns, if I'm going to have less access to characters that I can't unlock without the season pass.
For you.
Oh, God. It's going to be bad news. I don't think it's been announced yet. I think that's they've been like data mining and leaking crap. And there's been like a new character that's shown up like in 4 different places, including the Origin main page, like on accident. So...
Well, the top article is that it's not being released today.
Maybe tomorrow.
Being March 12th.
So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, if it's $5 for a season pass, I might do it. Maybe, depending on what I get to. But I wasn't able to unlock the second locked character, so I have all the characters that are now in the game. I have access to all of them. Yeah, Apex Legends is really, really good.
Cool.
Now, I wish Tetris 99 didn't keep my stats, so I didn't know. I've played over 100 games.
Oh my God.
How many have you won?
0. I have gotten to 3rd, and once I've gotten into the top 5, maybe a handful of times, but 3rd was my highest one I've gotten.
Okay.
So I
All the only confirmed information is there is going to be a new legend.
yeah, well, yeah, I would hope so. So Tetris 99 is still owning my soul. So basically, if I don't have access to the PlayStation, I'm playing Tetris 99, and when I do, I'm playing Apex Legends in the day or something different at night. Now, Metro 2033.
Ooh.
Started playing that.
Yeah.
Got about 3/4 of the way through, and I'm absolutely done with that whole series.
Really?
Yes, 100%.
Wow.
So I've heard a lot of people talk about it as like kind of like a walking sim shooter type of a thing. This has, so I mean, y'all know I like story in my games, right?
Yeah.
So this game,
Some would say you prefer story over game.
Sometimes depends on what it is, but
Anything Telltale.
I do love me some Telltale. But the way they deliver the story in Metro 2033 is either through finding documents in the world, which are very missable.
Oh God, yeah. They're
So
very
I'm
difficult.
missing stuff in the story, or by just like voiceover in the game. But voiceover has never been more accurate of a term in this game because people are just talking over each other constantly, and I can't hear shit. So like you're in a tunnel because the whole thing happens in the metro system. That's why the whole metro thing happens. So it's like this. It's like this booming. Like some of it's like echoey sound, and people are talking over each other, and I have no idea what everyone's saying. And the subtitles are going so fast, I can't even read that fast enough because there's so much going on. So I'm getting like 3/4 into. I'm 3/4 into the game still. It's like I am enjoying some of the shooting. I am enjoying some of like the lore. I am picking up. I am enjoying that, and the setting is really cool. So I was enjoying all of those things. But then I'm like, man, this AI is not good. It's like there was multiple. Okay, the moment I realized the AI was not good was there's a metro station where, of course, there's still Nazis in the post-apocalypse because they're like cockroaches; they're never gonna die.
Of course.
And then there's the Reds, which I'm assuming is communists, but I'm assuming they can't say that because it's a Russian-based game. It's like type of a thing.
Yeah.
But they're fighting each other. So they're in this tunnel.
Did World War II never end in this game? What?
No, they're just back.
Are the Russians still the good guys?
I don't know who I'm really. That's part of the thing. I don't know who I'm supposed to be outside of just someone who's trying to survive in this world and try to go to my uncle's station to meet him because he told me to meet him there.
I could kind of answer that, but that would spoil Exodus. So in this one train station, there's on one end of the train, like they're fighting each other. They're at war and they're in connecting stations, metro stations. So on one side of it, there's the Reds shooting this way, and one side the Nazis shooting this way, and I'm coming from this way. And I'm like on the far, and I gotta go all the way through. So like there's bullets flying all over the place, and it's supposed to be stealth because it's supposed to be kind of a stealth game, but the stealth really doesn't work that great. No.
So
it's tough.
the
It's
mind
way
was like,
too hard.
the hell with this. I have a ton of bullets.
Yeah.
I shoot one guy. I run back to the door I was at to begin with, and I'm just funneling them through and just waiting for my shotgun, and they are flying back.
Yeah.
And by the time I'm done, I have cleared out all the Nazis and all the Reds all in that one doorway. No one learned. No one threw a grenade. No one tried to do anything different. I was like, man, that is not good.
What you just described gave me flashbacks of playing Mafia 3.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
I'm gonna throw a coin. So once I come up, I'm gonna stab him in the neck. I'm gonna throw another coin. The guy's gonna come up and see a dead body. I'm gonna stab him in the neck.
Like, I have killed 15 of your comrades, and they're like, I don't know where he went. I'm still at the door. I haven't moved. So I peek out.
I'm over here.
I peek out. I shoot my handgun at him, so he comes over and I just blow him away too. So I was like, no. That was like strike two. Me not being able to get to the story was one. That was two. Number three was they had a mission where they had this creature that if you looked it in the eye, it wouldn't really attack you, and you had to like stay still. And he would notice you, so he like run at you. You had to look at him and wait. I'm looking at him in the eye, and he's still attacking me. So I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
It's the fucking ghost from Mario.
More or less, but if you, it's one of those things where if you need to, it was like I think Gears of War had a guy like that too, where if he got,
we're gonna get copyright strikes for that.
Damn, I was talking up over it enough, but
Edmund's fine.
Listen, we'll sit down for a cup of coffee somewhere in Chicago. It'll be fine.
We'll work it out. What the hell was I saying?
Me as the Galloping Ghost will be fine.
Yeah.
The hell was I saying?
Dumb AI. The guy you stare at in the eyes, you keep attacking.
So like, and if he attacks you, you're dead. Like there's no getting back from it. And then I was like my 7th or 8th time through. I'm like out, done with the series, never playing it again. So I'm having this problem where I'm like kind of like actively hating games recently. I don't know if you guys noticed, but like,
if you're not having fun with, something, there's no reason to keep doing it.
Right.
I agree.
Well,
I mean, when it comes to gaming, especially. I mean, I hate my job, but I kind of keep doing it.
Yeah.
So there was this. There was Soma, which is like I played like an hour. I was like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
The other game I was playing that was like that, which I don't even remember the name of it now.
Maze.
No, well, Maze is a whole different kind of hate because
Isn't that Get Even?
broke. Get Even.
Yeah.
Get Even. Also got rid of that. So I was just like, I had that moment where I was standing in front of my wall of games, like I got nothing to play because I hate everything right now. So I was listening to, I know you guys go to Kotaku, but I don't know if you listen to their podcast, Split Screen.
No. I just assume Jason Schreier just talks about forming a union all the time.
He does try to throw it in as much as possible, yes. But they have a yearly contest where they do predictions at the beginning of the year. Whoever wins it, like they do terms at the beginning of the year. Jason Schreier lost it, and the guy he is on the show has said like you need to beat Bloodborne, and so he's been talking about Bloodborne for like 2-3 weeks straight. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm hating all these games. Clearly, this game's going to hate me. So maybe that's what I need. So I jumped into Bloodborne.
To torture myself.
I jumped into Bloodborne, and man, I played that game once for like an hour when I got it on sale a long time ago. I am now like 12 hours into that game, and I am loving it. The first 3 hours.
What's wrong with you, man?
Okay, so I think I finally realized what the game is trying to do. That game is a grind from the moment you turn the game on.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's the most obtuse game I've ever played in my life. Nothing makes sense. Nothing is any kind of like gaming acumen you think you have, throw that all away.
Yeah.
None of it, everything you've ever learned about video games, just throw it away. There is little to no tutorial. Like you find these little like the notes, like there's these little the messengers that give you notes and hints and things like that. And there is the main kind of like your like home base is called, it's a hunter's dream, where you can go back there. You find these lanterns throughout the world. That's your save point and also your spawn point. So if you die, you go back to the last time you spawned into the actual world. So, but you go back into the hunter's dream to level up, to get to buy weapons, to buy armor, to buy items, and all kinds of stuff. And you have there's like walking paths around in the hunter's dream, and there's the messengers, and they tell you how to do stuff. But if you don't go down one of those paths, you just miss how to do a bunch of the game.
Yeah.
So, like, just to give you an idea how like grindy this game actually is, like you need to get to the first boss, and the first boss needs to kill you before they even allow you to level up. So like I didn't know this. Whoever thinks about that? Right. I'm gonna say you start the game at level 10. Well, I think depending on which kind of character you pick, you do have a character creator, and you give it your backstory, which is like basically how you put your stats together. So I don't know that. Who thinks that?
Yeah.
So I'm like, why am I still at level 10? Like, what do I need to do to level up? Like, is it just one of those things where there's only like 20 levels?
Me?
So like, you have to go to the first boss. The first boss will beat you, and then you can get the level up system on there. But by the time that happened, like I had all kinds of blood echoes, which is what you get from killing enemies.
Yeah.
I went from like level 10 to level like 18 immediately.
Oh wow!
Because I learned what I needed to do, which is literally just go through the first game, like the first section over and over and over and over again, just to get those blood echoes, to go back, get new armor. After you get new armor, you can get the Molotov cocktails, and then you can beat like the first kind of big guy that you get to, which give you more blood echoes. So you can then you can go back, and after you get beat up by which will give you enough new equipment and new weapons, wherever it is, to get to the first boss to kill you, so you can level up, and then you can go back and kill him.
Right.
But I played.
I don't know what the fuck you just said.
It's wild, man.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was kind of the same way in Demon Souls, the original Atlas PS3 game. I believe you had to like you could keep progressing, but you couldn't do anything until you died,
right?
And then you could start doing stuff, because like that was like the game like teaching you like, hey, you're gonna die. Like, this is who
dying
you
is
are.
fine.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That was.
If you want to learn that, just play Hotline Miami.
The two things I think that helped me progress in the game now that I didn't before was I really learned that like dying is fine, and like really preserve like all right, just kind of like nibble around the edges, like pick out a couple of like the easier guys, go back, spend your blood echoes, and then get back in the world and get back in there again. And it's like, but like all those guys you killed are all back.
Yeah.
Like the doors you open and close, stay open or closed. But like all the guys always respawn, like right back where they are. But they are exactly where they were. So like you kind of know where they're coming from and what to expect. So you kind of game plan for those type of things. But man, like it's now that I've like leveled up enough, like I go back to that first section just to kind of harvest blood echoes, and I'm just mowing all these guys down. All these guys that killed me over and over again. It's payback time. I'm going in there and I'm just mowing I'm just clearing Yarnum of all living things that aren't me. I have killed 3 of the bosses. I killed the one of the middle ones right before, like literally like an hour before I got here today. But man, it's really like for me, like, yeah, there's no pause. It's one of those things that it's so different, and like you play better in the third hour when you're playing than you do in the first hour, and you don't want to put it down because you can feel yourself getting towards something. You can feel yourself getting into the rhythm of the game, and you find yourself getting better and better and better, because that first hour you're just getting punched in the face every single time you turn the game on. And the game does such a good job of callousing you against those things that like it's okay to kind of suck. It's okay to die. It's okay to do these type of things, because you don't lose your items. You lose your blood echoes, so you can't level, which is what you use to level up and what you use to buy items.
Right.
But if I've acquired items in the world, I keep that. I can still use that to get better, then get back in. So it's like this constant loop of like getting better and like, man, I got 20,000 blood echoes. I don't know where the next lantern is. Do I go back and do I go back and just like bank on those, or do I press forward and might run into a giant demon dog?
Yeah.
Who the hell knows? So it's really good, man. I'm really, really enjoying it.
Cool.
It's like a 80-hour game though, which I was
it's
unaware of when I started.
It's huge. It's a
and
huge
I don't
game.
know if that's just because of like the cycling and like going back and like doing
I'm
that
sure
type
that's
of a
part
thing.
of it, but it's supposed to be pretty big. Yeah,
But it is
a lot of stuff.
Like, I know there's a lot of people talking about, like, is this an RPG? That is, I honestly think it is, just because of the level of grind, the level of, like, there are so many consumables in this game. Like, there are so many things to do and so many things to find. And there's so many things that are optional I'm finding as well. Like, I thought like, this was the main path, and I had to, like, go through hell, like, kind of literally to get to where I was going.
Yeah.
And, nope, that's an optional path. There's some loot at the end. You got to go back. The other thing I was saying that really helped me get in touch with this game more was playing God of War. It doesn't play anything like God of War except for that the R1 and R2 buttons are your attack buttons. And I don't think I ever played a game like that before when I played Bloodborne the first time.
Yeah.
And I was very like off put by that, because it was just very weird.
Yeah.
No, squares
Yeah,
attack.
exactly. So like now that I've gotten a couple different games to do R1 and R2,
Sure.
I'm significantly more comfortable doing it that way. But it's funny, like when I was playing the game the second time, like this time, I was trying to play it like God of War, where I was just trying to get from A to B, and you can't do that. Like you're not trying to do that. You're just trying to
call your axe back.
You're trying to survive. Yeah. I would love to throw my axe in that game. Holy shit, that'd be amazing. Well, just trying to survive and maintain and kind of game plan. I'm like, all right, yeah, you survive by the skin of your teeth. Get those souls back. Get those blood echoes back to the thing and bank them and get back out there again. And it's really good, man. And like I'm just, I kind of looked at a walkthrough just to kind of see where I was in like the world. And like I'm at the point right now where I can do like an optional thing, which seems kind of big, but it's also like gives you some pretty serious firepower for going forward. So I'm like, I don't know what I want to do.
Might be worth it.
Yeah, exactly. Or at least like
make the push forward. Then
at least smash my face up against it a couple times. Just to see what happens. But man, that game is brutal, but it does give you some real sense of satisfaction when you do take those enemies down, like the bigger enemies down. Oof.
So when you're going through it now and you've kind of built up your arsenal and built up your character or whatever, are you still dying at times?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I think I forget the name of the boss I just beat right now, but you can summon other hunters as well. Like there's an online component. Not only do you get messages from other hunters that play the game and leave you a message, but you can actually call them to help you out. But they also have AI ones you can find too. But there's like again, that's a consumable. I can only do that so many times. So like I call them and I took out an enemy, like this huge boss that I don't know if I could have taken out myself, to be honest. At least on my second try. But yeah, I did that back. It was my third try because my first try I didn't know what I was getting into and I died immediately. And when you die, your blood echoes stay where either if a smaller enemy kills you, you have to kill that enemy again to get your blood echoes back, or you have to go to the spot where you died and like basically pick them up. But that was in the boss section, so I had to like go into the boss section to retrieve them, and I was trying to get back out. Can't do that.
Nope.
Thought I couldn't do that. But there's another consumable that allows you to respawn back at the lantern with everything you have. So like I ran in there, grabbed the echoes, and I hit that like consumable and like come on. It takes a second, and I blipped out and went back to the lantern. And I had all my echoes because I had like when I started the fight I had like 20,000, and for me right now that's like leveling up still like 3 or 4 different stats.
Oh wow!
So that's a pretty significant amount.
That's quite a bit.
And it's. I'm starting to. I'm glad. A lot of people have talked about Bloodborne in the past. Like I listened to Jason Schreier talk about like he really didn't like it the first time. Now he loves the game and because he got kind of persevered through it. Brian Altano from IGN always talks about this as one of his favorite games of all time for the same thing. Like you gotta get up. You gotta get up because the game's gonna knock you on your ass. And once you kind of get past that, the loop is just so satisfying. I'm glad I stuck with it this time because I'm really really enjoying it.
Cool.
And I think
is it making you consider Sekiro now?
Yes, 100%. That was one of those things I was thinking about too. Because there's Neo, which I was interested in, but I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this kind of game. Turns out I love it. So and like all the demon games, like all like the Souls games. I never played any of those games.
Yeah. The Neo Complete Edition's been on sale here.
Yeah, for sure.
Just wait for one of those.
So, yeah, I think I have a new genre of video game I enjoy.
Yikes! That's all you need is more video games.
I know, especially like.
It's like cutting your Apex time.
What I've been doing, honestly, is like I play like 2 or 3 games of Apex and then I jump into something different. Is what I've been doing recently, which I think is also making me hate other shooters. Which I think didn't help Metro's case at all because it's like from 2013 and feels like it's from 2013.
Also, you're saying Metro is more of a stealthy kind of thing. You're supposed to be kind of getting through the story. Shooter's a secondary mechanic to it. And the little bit I've played of Apex, it is you jump in there and you get your shit and you're moving very fast and getting from point A to point B and you're either trying to hide or get into a fight.
Yep. Very, very different games. Yeah. All right. Sega's coming out next couple of weeks.
Hey, you got the order right this week.
I was thinking about making your nickname extra just to like have a 2-week-long joke. But that's just too long. I'm not going to keep that going.
But you're willing to play Bloodborne.
I can't do both. I can
On March 15th, One Piece World Seeker for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Also on March 15th, The Division 2 for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. For those of us that didn't want to pay the ridiculous amount of money to play 3 days early.
Like all those guys are playing right now?
That's what they're doing
right
now. It's all
they're
doing right now. I'm not paying $110.
Yeah.
It's $110 for that?
Yeah, for the gold edition. Yeah, but
and you don't even get that much. It's like you get early access. You get like a couple extra like mission slots or something. I was looking at it earlier, and it's like for that much extra,
it's ridiculous. Because all the DLC is gonna be free. It's crazy.
What?
Yeah.
You keep going.
Okay.
I actually have the webpage up in my thing. Like explain what the different versions.
Sounds good. On March 20th, Chocobo Mystery Dungeon for PS4 and Switch.
7-day early access.
3 days early.
Was it 7-day early access?
That's for that's for DLC content.
I should continue.
Oh yeah,
I should read the full sentence before I make a joke.
So you get the free DLC 7 days early. Yeah, it's not
instant unlock of year 1 specializations, exclusive access to classified assignments, additional bounties and projects, Agent Ward outfit, Scout emote.
That is $40 more for digital, $50 for a steelbook.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, not happening. I will gladly download my 90 gig update also come Friday. So you see that 90 gig update?
90 gig update?
Yeah.
I will continue to play my free Apex Legends, and my Bloodborne was free as well because it was a PlayStation Plus game.
March 22nd, Sekiro.
You can't even put 90 gigs on the disc.
I know. March 22nd, Sekiro.
What am I buying?
Shadows Die Twice for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Also on March 22nd, Unravel 2 for Nintendo Switch. On March 26th, Final Fantasy 7 for Nintendo Switch and Xbox One. Also on March 26th, MLB The Show 19 for PS4. Also on March 26th, Outward for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Generation Zero for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. And finally on March 26th, The Walking Dead, the final season, Episode 4, Take Us Back for PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One.
It's going to end that house where Clement met Lee.
Maybe. I'm trying to think what there are now. Cause I only played the first episode. I don't think they're anywhere near it anymore. Doesn't mean
going
you
back.
got 3 more episodes to go back there, I guess.
So your PlayStation Plus games for March of 2019. It's only 2, guys.
Let's talk about this.
Oh yeah. So for PlayStation 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered and The Witness. Mm-hmm. That's it.
So, solid titles.
Sure.
But what am I getting for my money now that you've gotten rid of 4 more games?
Yeah.
And not to mention, too, a lot of those times, like, they were cross-buy games. So even if you didn't have a PS3 or PS4, you still got 3 or 4 games because of the cross-buy from the Vita version.
Right. So, yeah, that's not a good look.
Now we're only getting 2 games, period?
It just seems like such a missed opportunity for, like...
Add a VR experience, a game, whatever.
There's enough.
There's a ton of VR shit now.
I wish I would remember the number, but like I just looked at VR games. There's a lot on the PSVR. There's a ton, and that's been out for 2+ years now. So you have some launch games that are probably not selling anything at this point to put on there, or the experience, or the experiences, or like
That's what I'm saying. Anything like the Ghostbusters experience. Yeah, it's only $7, but so what? Whoever hasn't gotten it, here you go now.
If they would have given Arkham VR, the Ghostbusters, in the next 3 months. If they put that, the Ghostbusters thing, and they're not going to do Astro Bot because that's too new.
No,
give me another
Rush of Blood.
Rush of Blood, right? If they give you those 3 games for free over the next 3 months, I'm going to be looking for a PSVR come Black Friday.
Yeah. Well, they did do Rush of Blood already.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, they did Rush of Blood and Riggs.
Okay,
and
then
Star Blood Arena.
Job Simulator.
So like
Job Simulator is one that came out early.
Oh, that'd be huge.
So like those, put out those 3 games in the next 3 months as I can still acquire them. Even though I don't have a PSVR, I can still have them in my library. But like I'd be more like if I already have those 3 games, I am very likely to be looking for a PSVR on Black Friday, whatever deal that they're gonna have.
Yeah, I mean they always have
VR
deals.
How do they justify that you're still getting your money's worth with this?
You got more cloud storage, dude.
So what?
Exponentially more.
How many people have systems in multiple locations that they need cloud storage?
Oh, it's garbage.
I don't know. I think that
it's terrible.
I just don't. I don't know what they're doing with this.
Tell me you have a plan to overhaul your infrastructure. Tell me that's where my money's going. Fine, I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Tell me you went out and found some people who actually know how to do networking.
Oh, we know that's not.
This is going to be. We think we're going to see something PlayStation 5 related this year, right? So maybe some of that stuff is going into that. Who knows? I mean, there's a lot going into this, but like, it's the perceived value has been cut by 2/3.
We'll see. We'll see what they end up doing. I hope they do more with it.
And not only that, like I heard someone bring up like a really good point, where it's just like some of these games are getting exposure that they don't get anywhere else. Like some like the smaller games that came out on, and like some Vita games that did have cross-buy and PS4. Like there's some really smaller titles that never got any chance to any real limelight. Right. And this gives them a chance to be like, you know, even though it is free, it gives a chance to play their stuff. Yeah. And I'm sure they're getting some kind of kickback for that as well.
I'm sure.
So like it kind of it cuts down on it's one less place for small games to kind of get shown.
Absolutely. We'll see. So I
already have both those games too. It's
I had
so that's nice.
Call of Duty. I didn't have The Witness.
So your Xbox games with gold for March. So on Xbox One, you can download Adventure Time, Pirates of the Enchiridion from March 1st through the 31st, which I did play a little bit of. Thank God it's free. It's interesting. I like Adventure Time. I haven't watched it in a long time. I enjoy it. It's so like it's funny. It's really funny. The gameplay is very janky, and the frame rate issues, and there's a lot of issues with this game. So that's why it's good. It's free. Your second game is Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 from March 16th through April 15th, which I've heard is fun. On Xbox 360, if you're listening to this the day we release this, it's going to be our final day. Star Wars Republic Commando, the original from original Xbox, March 1st through the 15th. So you have to be listening to this on the 15th and download that. So don't forget if you're listening to it on the 15th. And then Metal Gear Rising Revengeance from March 16th through the March 31st. And that game is awesome. So definitely grab that one. It's a great platinum game. Your Xbox Game Pass games for March. So far, they've released Just Cause 4, which that's really impressive.
It's like 3 months
just
old.
Came out at the beginning of December. So that's awesome. Lego Batman 2.
Yep.
And Fallout 4, which I didn't know got removed and was back on.
Oh.
Because it was on there before.
That's right. They had like the E3 announcement, right? Didn't they? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I guess at some point it got taken off and now I got it.
I mean, you have no games to play. You got that one.
I know. I'm not saying I was having a rational moment there. I'm just saying I was having a moment like I hate everything.
So, yep, that's it.
Extra.
It's time for the news. A little more than usual.
Yeah.
So let's see. We'll start off with the quicker ones here that have less discussion around them. Sony's announced they've discontinued production of the PlayStation Vita in Japan. Moment of silence. I said silence. Come on.
I pour one out. You do your religion, I'll do mine.
You see, you were fine. You were quiet. He's over there going. It's like he's cracking on a beer as the intro's playing.
By the way, thank you for bringing this up. You should all follow the Twitter. I think it's called like mascots during moment of silence, and it's just like moments of silence, but they take a picture of the mascot. So everyone going like this, and then like this, like the mascot, like you're looking all very fun. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen, but it's really funny. Anyway, especially Gritty. Gritty looks like they had a moment of silence at one of the Flyers games.
He always looks like he just very happily murdered a bus full of children,
while doing meth the entire time.
I was happy.
Exactly. It's a good follow.
Let's see. In news, interesting specifically to me, Gearbox teased a Borderlands 3 announcement at PAX East.
Yes, sir.
March 28th.
I'm waiting for them to announce that it's a remaster of Borderlands 1.
It's a battle royale.
At which point if they announce Borderlands 3 as a game as a service, I'm gonna throw something.
I just don't want to be anywhere near you because I think that's what it's going to be.
I don't want to be anywhere near you.
I really think that's what it's going to be.
I'll let you know what the victim is.
Aw.
Something's getting thrown.
Throw it at Jake. Jake's like indestructible.
Why do you want me to abuse my dog? What the hell's wrong with you?
That dog, you can do anything you want.
I'll abuse your dog.
That's fine. She doesn't care.
I'll abuse you. I lost my train of thought.
Gearbox.
No. If it's a game as a service, I riot.
It's going to be a game as a service.
I'm going to riot.
I'm telling you, dude.
I'm not doing it.
I think it's going to be.
I played their very traditional style game for like 200 fucking hours.
I just think
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing Destiny, the Borderlands version.
There was a very So they've been talking about. Well, this game has been in development for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Then they haven't talked about it at all.
They have
Officially.
2-3 years
at
ago
a GDC, they showed some artwork out, but they never really talked about it much, though.
Yep.
Okay. I say there seems to be some kind of dividing line there between when they went silent to now,
Well,
which is the games as service.
I would say here's why
time
I have
frame.
a big issue with it. So they released Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
They ended up releasing a shit ton of DLC content. Borderlands 2, plenty of fucking content, plenty of time you can put into a game there and get a full story and have all the loot you want and level up multiple times and
still do
replay the game.
still do multiplayer co-op if that's the thing you want to do.
And still do multiplayer co-op. And you know what you don't have? You don't have a half-released game coming out the door. You didn't have 30 other dickwads jumping around in the world that you're playing in. You're allowed to sit there and play with the people you're playing with and play your fucking game and get the story, and that's it. You know, all these games as a service come out, and you get half a game, if you're lucky.
And half of them just are broken
And
out
then
of the gate.
and everyone's the expectation is, oh, this is what happens with games as a service. Give it a few months, they'll put out a release and everything will be fine. And no, if I'm paying $60 for a game that's not early access, I expect the full goddamn game. I don't think that's being unreasonable.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Agreed.
Anyways, end of rant. I'll burn you to the ground.
What's next?
I'm trying to decide here. EA announced that they are skipping the traditional E3 press conference. They're going to do their EA Play event, and they're going to do smaller talks about games.
Good.
I was going to say, for any other company, I'd sit there and be like, oh, that's bad. EA's game libraries, they hit so many different things in their press conference that nobody's happy with it. The Star Wars crowd doesn't want to sit through the EA Sports shit. The FIFA crowd doesn't want to sit through Madden. The Madden crowd doesn't want to sit through anything. You know, and then Yarny pops up, and nobody was there for that. So I like with the diversity of what they put out every year. I think it would be good to have. Hey, at 2:00 on Saturday, we're going over FIFA, or even if we're going over EA Sports.
Yep.
Sports are generic enough that you can lump them all together.
Right.
Yep.
You know, at 8:00 at night on Saturday, we're doing Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know,
And their overall presentation last 2 years has just been weird. Like all the Anthem stuff last year, they had like that sit down, like all of a sudden thing. It was just very, very weird.
I don't know why that's a thing now. Let's have a sit down and talk about this.
I don't think it's gonna be a thing anymore because the last couple times we've seen that has
and
not gone
Battlefield
well.
5,
Mhm.
Oh my god, the Battlefield 5 was awful.
But yeah, I for them, I think it would actually be good to put out a schedule of like, hey, we're streaming these. Here's when we're doing each one, and here's the games that'll be covered for that hour or whatever. And then that way, the target audience for that thing can tune in and watch it, and everyone's not sitting there going, "Why the hell is Pele on stage? What do I care about Pele?"
Who is this guy who won the Madden tournament? That's a complete douche. What do I even want? Like, why am I rooting for him?
That also tells me I don't think the new Star Wars games is going to be playable.
Man, I don't know. Like,
They say it's out this year. I still highly doubt it.
I don't know.
We'll
There
see
was-
a Star Wars celebration.
Yeah, I can say the Star Wars celebration. There's going to be something. Which is by the way in Chicago.
I know.
I didn't even know
My
that was
birthday
happening.
weekend too.
What are we doing?
I know. I know.
Anyway, but like,
So you're going.
no. Yes.
I expect you to go. Him maybe.
No, I'm going to Comic-Con. So
No, I think that we've had like such so many different companies have had the success now of having like a video, like with the Nintendo Directs, where it's a nice, clean, presentation, and there's not really that like what the hell are they doing moments as we see at least once in every single press conference that like over the year. Like there's at least one moment like why are we doing this? And I really don't feel like that's a thing in the video production version of it. I mean, it's a thing that gets released afterwards in a press release or whatever it
sit
is.
through another presentation of Command and Conquer on mobile. That's great.
You might.
No, that means I don't.
You're gonna tune in because you can watch all. You can watch all the videos from
I
that
don't have to
weekend.
do a live stream. Oh,
No, you don't have to do a live stream. That's what you don't gotta do.
that was always the one I dreaded. It was the EA one. Last time I left early because it was terrible.
You
and
never-
I had a horrible.
Oh,
You
yeah,
never
yeah.
had to do them. We never told you had to do it. You wanted to do
I
them.
had to do it though. It would felt wrong.
He had to do it for us.
Skipping
I was
one.
saying, you made you do it.
I enjoy it when it's not EA.
Yeah, we'll say Pokemon for last. There's rumors going around that Microsoft's going to release a discless Xbox One S.
Discless.
The code name is Maverick. There's a rumor they're going to call it the Xbox One S All Digital Edition.
The sad edition.
The rumored release is for April. That's about all the information there is on it so far. No detailed specs other than no disk drive.
Yep.
I'll be GDC.
Mm-hmm. Which
No,
is next week?
Yeah.
no price range announced yet.
All right. If you gun to your head, what's the price of this thing?
Okay, so I'm guessing you put the poll up
I
on
did.
Twitter.
So did you catch my Infinity War reference at the end of it? It was like, what was it? Was it going to cost? And I put everything at the very bottom. The whole poll was just to make that joke. I didn't mind wherever we got, but the whole poll was just to make that joke.
So the price ranges you had on there was like 100 to 199, 200 to 300, and I voted for the middle tier because I think the price will be 200. But they're not going to price it 200; they would price it 199.
Right.
Which, not knowing all the specs, I think makes sense because it's about 250 for 1S, 1 terabyte at this point.
Right, but that thing goes on sale for $200 all the time.
But my
It'll be
thought,
200 like initially though, I think. And then
my
it'll
thought
be on
behind it
sale.
is they're removing the disk drive.
Right.
But they're probably. I also think they probably have to up the hard drive size.
Or anyone who's going to be buying the all digital edition, I think knows that you can also plug a hard drive into that thing. So I think, I think
You'd
so.
think.
I would
You'd
think.
Well, they're going to learn that very fast.
You'd think.
So my thought is like they're getting something that can run their games. So and get people in the Game Pass before the next generation starts out. But they want people in that as many people as possible in that ecosystem.
They want the subscription fees.
Yes, sir. So I'm thinking maybe like 200 with a year of Game Pass, or maybe close to like 159.99, something that time that
Well, not
price
less
range.
Than 200.
I think it will be less than 200, like not like more than 199.
I don't think it'll be less than 200.
I
I'll
think-
be surprised. I'll be shocked.
See, I was saying, like,
They
I
have-
saw the rumors floating around, and I was thinking, like, I don't really play my Xbox that much. Maybe I'll sell my One X. But I thought, I'm like, 90% of the reason I have that fucking thing is for a HD Blu-ray drive or 4K
well, the
Blu-ray drive.
the S has it.
Not that all
the
digital.
discless one doesn't.
Oh, well, that's right. Yeah,
It's
that's true.
discless.
That's right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Discless.
That's right.
But I don't know. Like I feel like this is a move to make us. If this again, pending this all actually being real, I think this is a move for them to make a splash with their subscription services before the new stuff comes out.
Well, yeah, and I think this is a good way to test the market, see if people are ready for discless
Exactly.
stuff, and then because the next generation is going to have a version that is discless.
Exactly.
So they're going to have 2 variations of it. And one of them will be discless.
Yeah, they're priming the
this
shoot
is
for
kind of
this thing.
This is kind of more, I think, a test market to see. Okay, how many can we expect to sell of our next gen discless?
And they're gonna have a lot more people on the network and a lot more people like that too. So I think I think that's why they would if they sell it for like 160. I think that gets a lot of people into the door, and then they can test all these things and see how many new subscriptions they get, and see really what this is gonna look like for the next generation.
My thought is, out the gate, it's around that $200 price mark. Black Friday goes down to like 150.
Yeah, I could see that.
too.
And I could see maybe including a year of Game Pass. I could see that as a potential.
This is all Game Pass, man. Everything they're trying to do right now, I think, is surrounded around their subscription services, the Xbox brand, not necessarily the console that you're playing.
They want Xbox to be a platform.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I think the way they do that is the biggest value proposition for the gamer, which is the Game Pass.
Yep.
It's also the gym membership proposition for them.
Exactly.
Yep.
Because man, it's $120 for the year, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Assuming you don't get it on sale at Black Friday for like $5 a month.
Right.
Right. But either way, that's
Load
still
up on those for a year.
right. So okay, when you go, I've never had Game Pass. So when you go to Game Pass, what does like the interface look like?
It's the Xbox store.
Yep.
And it gives you an option for Game
You
Pass.
go into the section. You go into the Xbox store. There's a section for Game Pass. You go in there and you can choose most popular titles, all titles, newest added titles.
Okay. So
But
A through Z.
it's within the Xbox store.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, that's pulling people into their online infrastructure, pulling people into their banner ads, and pulling people into all kinds of stuff. Like, man, it's. Yeah, I think it's super smart, and I'm really. I wouldn't be surprised anywhere from 150 to 250, to be honest with you. Like, I would not be completely surprised if it comes with. The
I
full,
don't think they can price it. At
It
the
won't be
same
more
point
than
as
two-
the disc one.
But with
200
Game, but
is
I'm
the
saying
prime-
with Game
is
Pass.
the prime. Nah, I still can't see that.
They just want they just want to get as many people signed up as possible.
Yeah,
I think that's clear.
Yeah.
I think that they have to price if that's what their goal is, and they want people invested in their online system. I think they want people using the one that doesn't have a disc because that doesn't even give them the option of physical. And because of that, I think they have to price it lower than the one with a disc drive.
So why would I not, if I'm Microsoft, why not take the hit on the hardware side of things if all the games you're buying are through my store and I don't have to box it, ship it, pay GameStop, do all those type of things?
I don't think any company wants to take a hit right off the bat.
Hello.
Yeah.
So no, I really think that's the reasoning behind this. They don't have to pay anybody else. It's all coming through their own store. So why not?
They do have to pay other people though. Those third-party games.
Well, they got to do that either way, right? But the cut that's going into shipping, distributing, and the Best Buy cut, the Walmart cut, all that stuff goes away. Now the real proposition is, will Walmart and GameStop even sell this thing? Because once you sell the box, that customer goes away forever, and they're never going to come back in to buy anything else for that system.
Yeah, I don't know. That'll be well.
I mean,
they'll still be trying to sell the cards, the gold cards and the
right.
Probably
cards.
make it break down.
and,
There'll probably be some flaw in it, so it breaks anything.
Xbox stuff always breaks. That's what happens.
That's their business model.
that's every company's business model.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
You ever wonder why your shit breaks like 2 months after your warranty's up?
Yeah, they know exactly.
That's how they make it.
Dude, my Xbox 360 red ringed literally 3 days before my expiration date. So they did the math wrong on mine.
Yeah.
Missed it by that much.
They probably look like, oh my god.
Yeah, dude, I'd never made a phone
Find
call
that
so
engineer,
yeah,
fired.
I never made a phone call so fast in all my life to get that warranty pushed in. Yeah. So what else you got? Are you any other thoughts on that?
Nope.
No.
All right, what else you got?
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Talk about Pokemon.
It was quick. It was a quick direct, 7 minutes long. It was. They showed like a 2-minute trailer.
Yeah.
It basically looks a little prettier than Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. It's called Sword and Shield.
And Gun. Don't forget about Gun.
And Gun, yeah. Did you see the Mexican paper that
I saw it in
aired?
the newspaper. It's real.
Yeah, that was funny.
Rock, paper, and scissors.
Yeah.
3 versions.
They're all rocks. They're all papers. They're all scissors.
So basically, I mean, it still looks like a Pokemon game, just better looking, obviously, because it's gonna be on Switch. People are complaining because it looks like random encounters are back, but who cares?
The only went away for Let's Go, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Let's Go's the only one.
So people complain because Let's Go wasn't a traditional Pokemon game, and now they're complaining that the random encounters are back, which have always been in the Pokemon game.
Yes.
Internet.
Fucking people, man.
Yep.
I wish I had enough free time in my life to do nothing but get angry over shit on the internet.
Oh, tell me about it. Because it's and like the same people like that complain about this are the same people that drive me nuts when they complain that Final Fantasy cannot be turn-based anymore. It has to be something new. It's like, no, it can be turn-based and done really well. As proven with the world of Final Fantasy, it was excellent.
Yeah, and like the renowned best versions of that game are all turn-based.
Exactly. So it's these people who think but then it's also the people who don't buy it or buy it anyways and don't care. They still play the hell out of it.
They sign a petition and then buy it.
Yeah. But the environments look really cool. I mean, like I said, I mean, everyone was hoping it'd be more of an open world, of course, and it's not. Everyone was hoping you can move the camera. Doesn't look like you're gonna be able to move the camera. I mean, it's just. And then they showed off the 3 starter Pokemon. The grass is like a monkey. The fire is a bunny. And the water, I don't know what the hell it is.
It's a sad lizard.
Yeah, whatever that is. I will, of course, be starting as the monkey. Grookey is his name. I normally pick fire, but I can't pass a monkey up.
I got you. Who can?
Exactly. So, yeah.
They're so close to human.
Yeah. And they announced that it's coming late 2019, which is expected. I mean, that's going to be their November, December release, obviously.
Yep.
So, which is fine. I mean, that's they showed just like I said, very, very tiny little bit. I mean, that's all it was. It was enough. Like, I don't need to see more. Like, it's Pokemon. It's like, okay, it's Pokemon that looks better. Like, that's It's a core Pokemon that's gonna be on my Switch. I can play it on
right.
my TV. I can play it on the go. Whatever. Obviously, we don't know any of the mechanics or anything yet. Like in terms of, is it gonna have where like even though you're gonna battle your Pokemon in the wild now to capture them, but will it have like you can throw the ball like how the Let's Go had and stuff? Like I said, I'm still hoping they kind of incorporate that. 'Cause that was cool because it makes you just still kind of put you in the game. Obviously, if you're in handheld, like basically give people a control option for that. So we'll see when that comes. And then they said, stay tuned because there's more Pokemon to come this year.
Naturally.
So my guess, normally when they say something like that, and normally what they'll do is and I think this is going to surprise everybody, I think they might be getting ready to release a mystery dungeon game for Switch.
Okay.
So that is like their dungeon crawler with Pokemon. Those games are very interesting. I just get so bored of it after like 6. I don't know what it is. Something about, but like I love dungeon crawler games, but after 5-6 hours of it, every time I try buying one of those games, I fall asleep. Like I just can't do it. So we'll see though. Obviously I could be totally wrong. I'm pulling this out of my ass right now. But like with them saying that there's more Pokemon to come this year, usually I think it's right before, like in between like a couple big releases. And it's been between a couple, they release a mystery dungeon game. So I'm wondering if we're going to get one of those as well, like early fall maybe, which would be pretty cool. Kind of hype everyone up and get everyone ready for a core game. But yeah, I'm excited. I have Sword reserved.
I was
So,
gonna say,
I was just saying,
of course, I
what are you
got
getting?
Sword reserved. Like everyone, I'm sure everyone's getting Sword.
Shield.
I think if Mom rolled into Target, I think they would always buy swords.
Yeah, right, yeah, exactly. I'm waiting to see though. I'm hoping because in the past they have done for like the 3DS like 2 packs where you can get both versions for like and they like save $10 when you buy both. So we'll see. I might if they do something like that for the Switch, I might pull that trigger on that and get Sword and Shield because I have a feeling because I'm assuming that they're gonna have it to where you can because on the DS they had a Pokemon database, the bank where you could put your Pokemon, and that's basically like how you could collect them all without having to have 2 people have a game. You can just store it in there and then transfer it to your game. So I'm kind of hoping maybe they're going to incorporate. If they end up incorporating that, then it looks like I'll probably have to finally buy the stupid Nintendo yearly online pass that I've been avoiding.
That's how they do the cloud
I've been
save.
avoiding it. It's like until I see. That's the thing too. They don't even need to necessarily do the Pokemon Bank. It could be just like a cloud save. It has all your data, and then you just pull like, hey, import the Pokemon from this game.
There's this 25 character code that you have to put in to make it work,
exactly.
but it can happen.
So, yeah, I'm excited.
So the big question is, do we want to do our topic, or how long have we been talking? 'Cause I feel like we've been here for a minute.
Yeah, we're at like hour 16.
That's why I do my gift.
Whatever.
Well, then we get the topic for next time. And that gives us a little time.
I'm out of caffeine here, so
and it'll give us a little time to think too.
Agreed.
Play on borrowed time.
If we want to add some, because I have a feeling everything else might be a little bit shorter next time. Well, depends how
I'm going to be here
GDC
for 10 minutes next time. The way this is going.
We'll see. We'll see how GDC goes.
You're gonna show up, do the intro, and leave.
I can give you a nickname and get the hell out of here.
Hey, here's the intro. Here's what I've been playing. Bye. Here's what I've been playing. Nothing.
I don't even have electricity.
I don't have cable yet.
All right, so this was my gift to you. My gift to you is our point where someone gives someone else a game they never played before, gives them a chance to play something new, come back with their thoughts and reviews and things of that nature. You gave me
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. I've never played any Kingdom Hearts.
One,
the first
number
one. I got the whole collection, but I only got to the first one. So I never played any Kingdom Hearts game before. And I played about 3.5 hours.
Okay.
So I put a decent amount into it.
Did you get to the second world?
Yes.
Okay.
I got to the Alice in Wonderland world, and I got to the final boss.
Cool.
And that's when I jumped out.
Okay.
Because I think the third-person action Japanese role-playing game is just not for me.
Okay.
Because I think I've played so many other action games that do it so well.
Sure.
They're like because it does the RPG elements really well, and the action elements okay. Because it's more of the RPG
Sure.
side than the action side.
Absolutely.
And just like in that boss fight, you have to jump because you're in Alice in Wonderland. You're in the very first section where you got the cake and the drink, and you do that, but you're small, and the enemy's big, and so you got to jump on the chair, and then you got to jump on the table, and you got to jump on the guy and attack him, or use your fire. But I had really bad fire because I picked the sword when I started the game.
Right.
So like jumping and then slicing was just brutal, and like I gave the boss like 6-7 goes at it. The Bloodborne bosses were easier than that one was. So
to be completely honest, that is one of the hardest bosses in that game.
I can see
Like that is one of the hardest bosses in that game. Like it's brutal, especially being that early too. It's brutal.
And it was that followed by like all this ship mechanics, which I'm just like, what is going on here? There's a lot going on with like the shipbuilding and this other stuff. I didn't like. There's a lot of stuff that was going on I really didn't care about. What I did care about I'd hate to start with a negative, but like what I did like was, I mean, in those first 3.5 hours, I got to meet the characters from Final Fantasy 7. I got Final Fantasy 9 or 8. Final Fantasy 10 characters. Like they're just in the beach. Like when I wake up, they're just there. It's even there. I mean, that's the HD remaster version of the game. So I mean, it does like the animations aren't as good, and the graphics aren't as good, but like a lot of them still do look like their cartoon counterparts. Like when they show very early on, they show like that cauldron with the cycle of villains. And they show them all like that's kind of neat. So I wanted to like the game, but the gameplay for me was just like it was fighting me too much for me to like kind of enjoy it. Like the kind of enjoying it wasn't outweighing my frustration with the game. And like I said, I was hating everything in this time frame. So it was probably one of those, like I literally, like the 8th time I stood up and said, I fucking hate this game, and ejected it and deleted it from my system. I don't hate it. That was an overreaction. But I just don't think this type of game is really for me, just because, like I said, I do like action games a lot, and I've played some really amazing action games, and Kingdom Hearts 3 is probably a better version of the action. I mean, when the hell did 1 come out?
Oh yeah, it was PS2 era. It was like early PS2 era. So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I get it. I get your frustration big time with it, and like that's why I was so wary about giving you the first one, because it is so old,
right,
and it feels old. It does, like even when you jump to Kingdom Hearts 2, it's improved from Kingdom Hearts 1 big time.
Right.
And not to mention too, like I said, the Alice in Wonderland, like I don't know what made them think to do that, because like that boss is one of the hardest bosses in the game, and because like you have to use the platforming mechanics, and the platforming in that first game is terrible. It's bad. Like even it's bad. Like honestly, the only reason why I enjoyed the first game is, besides nostalgia, it was, I do enjoy the story of it. Like, I do enjoy everything, going through all the different worlds and stuff. But, like, gameplay-wise and all that kind of stuff, it is the worst one. Honestly, it is.
Well, I enjoyed it enough to get 3.5 hours into it. You know, if I really did, like, I did enjoy, like, going through, like, the towns and the worlds and exploring some of the things I get to explore. Even the ones that didn't have, like, the license to it, like, just that first world. It was kind of fun just to come across somebody that you recognize or things like that, but it's just like, I don't know, man. It was just it was too big of a hill to climb to keep going with it. That being said, like I might one day look up YouTube videos and watch the actual like the story of it, because I think it's interesting enough to warrant another look at it. Or maybe I do just jump into 3 and be like, I mean, it was the interesting part of the story was just like, what world am I going to get to next for me?
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, what am I going to see next?
Absolutely.
So like, not like Sora's story or like what else was going on and things like that. So like for me, it was more like, what world am I going to get to next? So like, I can experience that in the newest game and have 20 years of advancement in fighting in the action pieces of it. So I don't know. I think it was a mix of like it was just too old for me to really enjoy, which is for that type of game. And then, like I said, I was just in a mood where I just wasn't liking anything really. So it was like
I hear you.
It was an overall.
It's all right.
Did Kingdom Hearts contribute to that, or was it a collateral damage of that?
No, that boss definitely did. Like the rest of the game was like the rest of the game I did enjoy.
Well, that one card battle is tough too.
The card battle
when you're fighting the cards.
Oh
the card cards.
Yeah.
That one battle is hard.
Yeah, and
Kingdom Hearts 1 is brutal. Like out of all of them, like the difficulty of Kingdom Hearts 1 is much higher than the other games.
Yeah, I don't
Everything
know
about that game, like it's tough.
So I got a hold of it. It was like like I said before too, like the third, like the action, Japanese action RPG is just kind of not my deal either. Like I would prefer it being turn based, because I think I prefer the strategy of it as opposed to like I'm like running and trying to select an item and trying to heal Goofy, like
that's where the like shortcuts and stuff come in. But then you got to set all that. You got to deal with all that and stuff. And
Yeah.
honestly, and to be honest with you, you Donald and Goofy, who cares? Just leave them be. If they live, they live. They die, they die.
Yeah, right.
Like, you
I
don't
kind of
even
found that
worry
out
about
too.
them.
I kind of found that. I kind of found that
worry
too during
about
that
it.
boss fight. I was trying to like
'Cause
just
you-
preserve myself.
That's the thing. You need to save your cure and your potions for yourself.
Right.
Like, and then if you give them
Selfish.
it is. But also too, then if you give them items, they just use them up like that too. And it's like, well, you just wasted all my items. Screw
Yeah.
you. I never give them items.
Yeah.
And then you go and down Goofy.
Yep. I
So-
kill them and take them all.
So yeah, I mean, it was all around just kind of just I don't know. It was fine. It was okay. I can get where the hooks can get in somebody. It's just not for me.
Sure.
All right.
And especially nowadays with YouTube, I recommend you can watch. Yeah, you can watch all this. Like,
Yeah.
people have got movies of the games, and you can watch them.
Some
and
of the
get
things
caught
are
up.
actual movies.
Because I do, yeah. Because I do before jumping into 3, I do recommend because I'm actually as I've been working lately, I've been watching someone play through it, and as I'm like focusing, I'm like, man, like if you didn't do some of this other stuff, like you'd be so lost in this game, like you would have no idea what's going on,
Yeah,
like,
right,
at
for
all,
sure.
and like even like one thing, like one of the movies, like the back, like the biggest movie, like the back cover, it takes place of everything prior to Kingdom Hearts 1, and it's all about the mobile game basically, and like those kind of characters and stuff. And there's even some of the stuff from the mobile game, but like you can kind of get away with that one. But like if you have to watch that key back cover, because if you don't watch that, half of Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna make no sense to you. So.
All right. So my turn to pass on to Art. Just completes the cycle for us once again. So I want to help you with your New Year's resolution as well. You had a bunch of games you wanted to play.
Sure.
I'm going to give you a choice.
Yikes.
So I don't know did you ever buy that like 360 Ghostbusters game because it is backwards compatible?
No.
Okay, but you did buy Hellblade.
Yes.
You should play Hellblade.
Okay.
I'm assuming you have some nice headsets for whatever version of that game you have
Please.
on. I'm just checking. All right, good. That is key to the I think the overall experience of that game.
My headset, I can tell you where in the room a grenade landed in Rainbow Six Siege.
Fair
So.
enough. So yeah, I think that it's a
Ooh, does the Xbox version support Dolby Atmos?
I
If
think
it does, you might want to. That's the version I would grab since you got Game Pass. Anyways.
well, that's true. It is on Game Pass. Does it-
My headset's not hooked up to my Xbox. So.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. So yeah. So I was Hellblade was one of my. It was in my top 5 2 years ago. I don't remember where it actually landed. I think it was like second or third.
Any idea on the time to complete on that one?
I think it's like 6 hours.
Okay.
I got the How Long to Beat app. I can tell you.
There's an app. I
Yeah,
didn't
there
know.
is.
I didn't know that. That will come in handy.
Essentially, it's just a.
That's just a link to the website.
Yeah, more or less. Hellblade.
Anytime I think about playing a game now, I'm like, I gotta look this one up.
There's a VR version of this. What? 7.5.
Is it a VR version?
Hold on a minute. Everyone stop. BAFTA.
What platforms is this on? Oculus PC.
Oculus. Sorry. Gotta get your hopes up. Man, that'd be fucked up in VR. Jesus Christ. I can't even imagine that.
Listen, if I'm gonna go into fucked up, I might as well jump in with both feet and a cinder block tied around my ankles.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a gorgeous game. I think it did get like the pro patch and things like that. It's not gonna be a good. I don't know if it got an X enhancement. I assume it did.
Yeah, it did.
But yeah, that was one of my favorite games from a couple of years ago, and I think you'll dig it.
I bought it for full price forever ago.
Right, you had like that thing where it's like half the proceeds,
yeah.
all the proceeds went to like some like mental health
Yeah.
Organization.
And that was
so.
after you had given your rave review of it. I'm like, well, fuck it. Money's going towards a good cause.
There you go. But yeah, man, I'm glad you're gonna.
I can justify that expense to the wife. I bought a game,
She's
but
she's a mental health,
Right, exactly.
And if anything, that's kind of different than what she does. But yeah, dude, check it out. I really really enjoyed it. I think that I want to get someone's fresh take on it because it's been a while since I played. I played that one other time on stream for like an hour to the first boss. I would recommend getting to at least one because you got an option to pick one of the 2 bosses. Either one doesn't make a difference. So I'd say at least get to one of the boss fights.
okay.
That's probably a good 2-ish hours in.
Okay.
You'll get a good feel of what the game is and how it feels and
I can manage
the
that.
vibe. All right. Where can people find us online?
People can find us online on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, other podcast services by searching the Sticks Video Games Podcast. You can also find us on Facebook by searching that. You can find us on Twitter at Sticks Podcast. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/SticksGamingVids.
There you go. State final words.
Yeah, just tune in for the next one for a topic. We're going to talk about bad or awkward
The
games
bad game
and
in the
great
series of great
franchises.
franchises.
Which is a
Outliers
shame.
in video game
I purposely
series.
wore this shirt to talk about one of my, but that's all right.
A bad game? That's
Just
a bad
remember, not just this game, but
We just wear it between now and then.
Yeah.
Just don't take it off. It'd be fun.
okay.
Just
Yeah, down here,
just under your work shirt.
all over.
We're
You'll
gonna
be
be
smelling
in here.
fun.
We'll be
Yeah.
back in the garage. You'll be the
That's
you'll be
true.
the kitchen
We'll be in the
correspondent.
garage. Hopefully, we'll be in the garage.
Hopefully.
Remote cam.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next time.